What's going on, guys? It's Nair here, bringing you back another video. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about how Sledgehammer have removed the special orders from Major Howard's orders placed in the headquarters, and why they have done it also as well. Let's get into it. I'm going to put my assumption on why I think they have done this, and I believe that they are doing this because of they were getting a lack of money from the supply drops to try and get the weapons, because normally, like on Black Ops 3 or Modern Warfare Remastered, I think it was, or Infinite Warfare, you would buy supply drops with COD points and then you would unlock the weapons through that way. Whereas in Cod Ww2, the way they have went for it this year is you can get them through special orders when there have been new weapons coming. So basically, people have been doing the challenges for the new weapons instead of opening supply drops for them instead, so it's been much easier for people to retain the weapons this year, which is really good from Activision on their part. But now they are seeming to change it. I don't know if this has been down to Sledgehammer or Activision, because obviously Activision are the people who get the money, so I'm presuming it's down to them. In the last couple of days, we haven't had any weapon challenges at all. What we've had is on the 27th of February was for the Cod, and that was only for one day, only for you to unlock it, so barely anyone had a chance to get on it. So if someone had a day where they didn't go on Call of Duty when that was on, and they don't have that weapon, which means that they can now not get that weapon unless they put money into supply drops instead of just taking time to get armory credits, which is a very long process in my opinion. So the reason why I think Activision have done this is obviously to get more money for the company, because obviously before, like I said, they weren't getting any money at all, or barely next to none money, because of the weapons being available in contract, whereas now they have removed them completely the last couple of days, so you have to grind the game and get lots of game time to unlock these weapons through supply drops using the depot credits, or you need to put your own money into COD points and open supply drops with a slim chance of getting those weapons anyway. So that is pretty sly from Activision, but you know, what can you do? It is their game at the end of the day. This really has annoyed me for the future of this game also, because so far I've enjoyed this game, the way it's went, the way you get the contracts, the weapons and supply drops, so I've really enjoyed the system this year. But the one problem is that when the revolvers were released in the game, I was expecting contracts to be released like there was for all the other weapons in the Winter Siege. The Winter Siege was the best event, because obviously you get all the weapons through the days, but whereas on the Resistance event, that you have not been able to get any of these weapons except for the Volkssturmgewehr, and that is it. What you've had to do is either you had to pay your depot credits through the Quartermaster, or you've had to buy COD points to get them through supply drops, which is a pretty crap process to get them, and it takes too much time, effort and money. So, what does this mean for any future events on Call of Duty World War 2? What I think is going to happen for future events for Call of Duty World War 2 is that it's going to be the same process through the rest of the time of this game now, for the rest of the life cycle. So what I'm thinking is every single event they're going to be bringing stuff out on the Quartermaster, so the next event will probably be St. Patrick's Day, so it'll be a couple of weeks of that, like the one on Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. It was Shamrock and Ore, and that's where you got like different weapons. It was basically celebrating St. Patrick's Day, and you can get weapons by obviously buying them with depot credit, and I think that's what they're going to do with this game as well. But instead of it being challenges where you can unlock them like in the Winter Siege, it will be more like the Resistance, where you have to open supply drops, either put depot credits into the game on the Quartermaster, or you need to pay for the weapons yourself to get them. Also, the other last order that was on the game on the 27th of February was the 100 multiplayer matches for 2 heroic weapon bribes. So basically, if you already had, say, the combat knife and the Volkssturmgewehr and the Orso, you would basically get the 2 revolvers off them weapon bribes. I was going to do that, but like I said before, people who didn't go on the game for one day may have missed that event, and they've missed that weapon completely, so they have barely next to none chance of getting them weapons now. So I'm not expecting to get them weapons out, because there's no way I'm pumping my money into Call of Duty to get them weapons. I'm either going to wait for them to bring challenges out if they do, but I really can't see that happening. Thing is as well, that with them weapon bribes that you could get, the way you could play the 50 multiplayer matches and get the weapons, is now they replaced it with complete 80 multiplayer matches, and you would get one epic bribe, I believe it was, and one heroic uniform Resistance bribe, which I thought was pretty stupid, because you would just have people prop hunt farming, where they would just stay still, put a rubber band around the control, and then just move around for the whole game and just go through the games very easily. So they would get the weapons. That was the only people who were really doing that to get the epic bribe. Whereas me, I actually played through them games to try and get at least a weapon out of that. But again, it didn't work because it was only an epic bribe. A bit of pot luck I was hoping for, but I didn't get any of that. So basically, guys, what I recommend you do now is, because of the way they are not going to have the weapon bribes, in which I don't think they will anyway, but if they don't, then you're going to have to save up armory credits throughout between events. So basically, when they had the time before the winter siege, well, between the winter siege and the resistance event, what I did was I tried to save up as many armory credits as possible for the weapons, which I did, but I just missed out on the pistols, so that was really saddening for me. I was on about 20,000, I needed another 3,000, and I would have got the Reichstra revolver, which is the one that I really wanted because it looked really cool. So what we're going to need to do now, guys, is just save up our credits for the next event, and we're going to have to purchase the weapons ourselves or put our own money into the game and buy supply drops, which is a pretty shitty system if you ask me. In the resistance event, it took you 94,000 credits to obtain every single weapon that you could get. So that is the Orso, the revolver, the Revongstrumgewehr, the combat knife, and I forgot what the other one was. It cost 94 armory credits, which for the player who is like a YouTuber, let's say, and plays Call of Duty for a living, that's no problem for him because he can play it all day and just rack up the credits. But for the average player like me, who has work, school, whatever it may be, you barely have time to play the game. You might have about 3 or 4 hours to play at night, which is barely next to none armory credits. So it takes a very long time to obtain like 90,000. If you want all the weapons and there's going to be no weapon bribes, then you're going to have to save up about 100,000 for each event, which is really time consuming for the average person who doesn't have the time to do that, which is a very big problem for any average COD player. If you're a new player, you are very unlucky, and if you just bought the game today or the last week or so, there is basically no chance of you getting any of those resistant weapons in a supply drop, because the chance of them is next to none because of the stuff that they put in the supply drop. There's so many filler stuff, so basically you have about thousands of stuff and you only have about 100 weapons or stuff, or 100 heroic stuff to get in the supply drops, which is very difficult for you to do if you've got so many stuff to get in the supply drops. You're mainly going to get crappy common and rare stuff and legendary stuff. You're barely going to get epic or heroic weapons, which is very annoying for me. That's another thing that I'm going to talk about in another video, is the filler content that they put in supply drops, which is one of the most annoying things about this game as well. I'm also very concerned about the future of Sledgehammer games, because around the time when these weapon deals started disappearing, Michael Condrey and Glenn Schofield left the company, which this is the company also bearing in mind that they made themselves, they built it from the ground up, and they've left it to go join Activision and be like the heads of Activision, which is a bit strange in my opinion, why they would leave their own company they made to go to Activision. And basically since they left, it's all went to shit, let's be honest. But here's the twist, guys. On PC there was a leak on Reddit, I'll put the link down below and also the image on the screen. There was a leak of 2 special contracts on the bottom, as you can see on the screen there, and Activision said, or Sledgehammer said in fact, that it was a UI error. So basically that's a bit strange how people on PC have been able to access, and they've seen it, 2 different contracts, so special contracts, where there might be complete 50 multiplayer matches and get a heroic bribe, and then there could be another one, complete 50 matches and get a weapon. I'm hoping that's what they are doing in the next update. I really hope Sledgehammer addresses this in their next community update on Reddit, which will be in fact tonight on Reddit. So this video I'm making now is on Friday, so I should be uploading this early Saturday morning, so you guys should be able to see this and know what's going to be happening in the next community update, so stick around for that. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video about the weapon bribes and how they have disappeared, and also Activision's tactics to try and make you pay more money to get the weapons or grind the game to get the weapons. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure to click the like button, subscribe, and also turn notifications on so you never miss a video. And also check out my merch in the link in the description, and also my cancer fund, which is still running. Make sure to go donate if you have an extra £1, and also remember, check out the merch in the link in the description. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.